So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Martin Luther King Jr., a man with a vision of an equal United States, a man with a dream of peace for all men, no matter what race, creed, or personal belief. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee on April 4th, 1968 at 6:01 p.m. Dr. King was in Memphis preparing to lead a march to support a local workers' union. King was shot while standing on the balcony of his hotel. Friends inside the hotel came to his aid when they heard the shot. King was pronounced dead at 7:05 p.m. at St. Joseph's Hospital. 300,000 attended his funeral.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm only going to talk to you just for a minute or so this evening because I have some very sad news for all of you, and I think sad news for all of our fellow citizens and people who love peace all over the world. And that is that Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight in Memphis, Tennessee. Martin Luther King dedicated his life to love and to justice between fellow human beings. He died in the cause of that effort.
The shooter accused of killing Dr. King was a man by the name of James Earl Ray. James, a former soldier in the U.S. Army, discharged in the 1940s, was now just a petty thief. Ray, a presumed white supremacist, allegedly killed King because of the leader's civil rights work. The shooting was alleged to have taken place from the window of a house across from the hotel and balcony Dr. King was shot on. Ray allegedly fired from the window directly across from the hotel, the window being in the bathroom of the house. The weapon used was a Remington Game Master Model 760 .30-06 caliber rifle. The bullet fired at Dr. King hit near his jaw, fracturing his lower mandible, severing the jugular, vertebral, and subclavian arteries, and shattering several vertebrae in his neck and back. Ray was apprehended 2 months after King's death at Heathrow Airport in London. he was attempting to leave the United Kingdom with a fake Canadian passport. The following diagram shows the location of the Martin Luther King assassination, located in Memphis, Tennessee on Mulberry Street. The Lorraine Motel, room 306, was where Martin Luther King stayed. He was walking on the balcony when the shooting took place. Across Mulberry Street is the bathroom window where James Earl Ray shot from, indicated now. Martin Luther King was fired upon at 6:01 p.m. The bullet came from the bathroom window and hit him on the balcony of room 306. On March 10, 1969, James, on the advice of his attorney, Percy Foreman, took a guilty plea to avoid a trial conviction and the possibility of receiving a death penalty. 3 days after his initial plea, James recanted his confession. Later, he was convicted and sentenced with a 99-year prison term. James would spend the rest of his life appealing his charges until his death in 1998 after liver failure in Brushy Mountain State Prison in Tennessee. There are many allegations of conspiracy in the King assassination. Loopholes in evidence and investigations are commonly speculated in this case. King had a rough relationship with the FBI, especially the director, J. Edgar Hoover. Hoover deeply detested King and his civil rights activists. The Bureau attempted to smear King's name as a communist, among other names. During King's planned march on Memphis, the FBI had set up a stakeout on the fire station. This was one of the reasons for a believed conspiracy in the shooting. A common belief in the situation was that James Earl Ray was actually set up as a possible scapegoat. Ray was targeted as a possible patsy for the assassination before Ray's prison break in April 1967. Ray was set up to take the fall when the FBI took out Dr. King, meeting at a pre-decided place and a weapon used being planted. Such people as Reverend Jesse Jackson believe the FBI was involved. Many of these inconsistencies are seen with James Earl Ray, most of which are just speculation, but of a level of validity in their own right. Ray was a small-time thief and burglar, and had no record of committing violent crimes with a weapon. With his small-time crimes, he showed a lack of skill, being repeatedly apprehended by authorities. Hardly capable of stalking a well-protected civil rights activist like Dr. King. Ray never, while in prison, expressed political or racist opinions of any kind, which does cast some doubt on his motive.
Here we have a Remington .30 caliber hunting rifle, very similar to the one James Earl Ray used to kill Martin Luther King. It has an effective range of up to a mile, used by a skilled shooter. You have a scope piece here, a mount for it if you choose to use that. It's bolt action, requiring you to manually release the lever each time you fire. It has a 5-round internal clip housing 5 bullets, so you have a potential to shoot 5 bullets at a time. This rifle very well could be used in the right hands to shoot Martin Luther King. Recent evidence, however, has a possibility refuted the evidence that James Earl Ray actually shot the weapon, and that it may have not been the weapon that actually shot Dr. King.
The weapon that Ray is believed to have used in the assassination only had 2 of Ray's fingerprints on it. Although that does not mean he did not do it, it does create speculation. Along with the weapon's fingerprints, 2 separate ballistics tests centered from the bathroom window did not prove Ray was the killer. Moreover, witnesses at and around King say the shot came from a shrubbery near the house and not directly from it. Furthermore, the house from where Ray is told to have shot, there are no fingerprints at all in the room. This is the most interesting fact. There have been more recent developments in the King assassination in the last 10 years. In 1997, Martin Luther King's son, Dexter King, met with James Earl Ray and publicly supported James' efforts to obtain a trial. The King family still does not believe Ray was actually the killer of their relative. In 1999, the King family wanted a wrongful death after Lloyd Jowers claimed to have aided in the assassination. In 2000, the U.S. Department of Justice completed an investigation on the allegations that Jowers was involved. They ruled that there was not enough information to prove conspiracy in the situation. Martin Luther King Jr., a man cut down in the prime of his civil rights movement. A man with a dream killed undoubtedly for his beliefs. Whether it was simply by an unheard-of petty criminal, or if there actually was a government conspiracy, Martin Luther King was tragically murdered for what he believed in. This is Ben Johnson. Thank you for watching.